PMB Investment has been keeping a low profile, but it doesn't mean that the company has not been busy. Last year, one of its funds made a handsome return and was ranked top in the Islamic equity fund by The Age Lipper. We speak to its CEO, CEO Ameer Ali Mohamed, to get the company's latest insight on the latest investment game plan. Right, Encik Ameer, thank you so much for agreeing to interview with us today. Now, Encik Ameer, the unit trust industry has gone from leaps to bounds, and your current asset under management has gone to 1 billion ringgit. So, what is your target to grow this AUM?
Yeah. We have to grow the AUM. At the same time, we also have to deliver performance. Currently, we are about 1.2 billion, okay, and we are hoping to reach about 1.6 billion. By end of this year.
What will drive that?
What will drive that? Hopefully, with the performance of last year.
Right.
Last year, March this year, we had the 3 awards that we received from Age Lipper Awards, Funds Award, for 3 and 5 years performance for Islamic, as well as for the 3 years overall equity performance, and that we can see that that drives some sales. And even if I can say that for the first 4 months this year,
right,
our sales has grown about more than 200% over the same period last year.
Right.
So that's something that I'm happy to note. And hopefully with the introduction of new funds as well, that will cater for new group of investors.
Competition in the unit trust industry or even in the portfolio management is going to be a bit tough and intense. And how do you weather this this heightened competition and intense one?
If you talk about competition, it has been competitive since day one. I joined this industry in 1992, and it's just that now we have more players.
Right.
While we have more players, we have more population. Previously, it was 18 million, now 30 million population.
Correct.
And so, intense competition, yes. It has been like that for a long time. And what we need to do is, we have to be different.
Right.
Okay. One is now we are Islamic fund management company, so we will strive to be the best Islamic fund management company in the country, at least in the country first. Best not only in terms of performance, but best in terms of several factors. Okay, you may not be number one in all aspects. Okay, what are the aspects that are important? One is performance. The other one is the list of products that we have. Okay, meaning to say when clients come in and ask, "Yeah, I want this kind of product. Do you have?" Yes, we have. This is the product suitable for you. Another client say, "I want that kind of product." Yes, we have. Okay. That's one thing, because as you heard just now, our philosophy is that no one fund can be the fund for all investors.
Right, I see now. I mean, let's talk about your investment philosophy. What is the philosophy behind PMB's investment that would drive such a return that you would get?
All right. One is we have our what we term as investment process. Investment process where, there are, let's look at the Bursa Malaysia. Correct. There are about 700 Sharia compliant securities. Okay, so we don't look into all the 700. Okay, so as what you can see from our prospectus, our target will be the top 300.
So when you talk about stocks, right, do you also look at sectors as well? Which kind of sectors do you favor, or which do you see there's more growth? People are saying construction is the talk of the town at the moment.
We look from both top down and bottom up. Top down, we look at the economy, not only Malaysia but global, and then we look into Malaysian economy. We look at the sector, and then of course there will be some sectors that we like, and there will be some sectors we don't like. But it's always relative. When we say I like sector A, then we have to look into companies that are in sector A, and most probably if the companies in the sectors A are already overpriced in terms of valuation, then although we like sector A, we may not invest in the companies because it has already been, they are already overvalued.
Right, right.
Okay. There might be instances where we don't quite like the sector, but then we go into some companies in the sector, and then it's very undemanding, all right, and very cheap in terms of valuation, vis-a-vis its historical valuation, and we look at some potential, and perhaps we will be investing in that stocks in companies. So it depends. We always have this philosophy of we don't fall in love in stocks. We don't fall in love in sectors. We like a stock at a price. We may hit the same stock at another price level.
Okay, now, Encik Amir, the Bursa Malaysia has been going through some turbulence at the moment. Are you seeing an asset price to be depressed at the moment?
Depends on companies lah. I mean, to what extent they are vulnerable to the current changes. And I know, I mean, like overnight, they're talking about US CPI, housing starts, and IPI, all are above expectations, and now they're talking about June 14, 15, FOMC may increase the rates. Previously, they were saying no. About 2 weeks ago, the stats were not that encouraging.
Correct.
Then companies that are exposed to those kind of risks then will be affected.
Right.
And then whether or not these companies are having a very high weighting in the index, that will determine whether the index will come down to what extent, whether mildly or aggressively.
How volatile is our stock market to the external factors, external changes, in your view?
External changes, not that much, but it will be more of foreign inflows and outflows.
Right.
Yeah.
What's your view on the capital flow for the Bursa Malaysia and the stock market in the region?
I read over, I think just yesterday or 2 days ago, that foreigners have been selling in local stock market, and but then it is always selling, and then they will be buying back.
Right.
They will be buying back. They don't sell and then just leave. Correct. I don't see that as I don't see we have that kind of risk for the moment.
I see. Okay, and in terms of the stock market performance, right, it's been on the rocky side. Now, how does that tally to your fund performance? Has your fund been outperforming the FVM KLCI so far?
Depends. There are some that have outperformed and some which are not, which have underperformed. But that depends on the risk. Funds that are outperforming during downtime are those that have lesser risk.
I see.
And funds that are actually underperforming are those that have higher risk.
Right.
And those that are underperforming during the downtime, these are the ones that most probably will really outperform when market move up. But then we don't benchmark against CI, we benchmark against FBM Sharia Index.
Right. Okay, Encik Amir, my last question to you.
Yes, please.
Is there the light at the end of tunnel for Bursa Malaysia? Is there some hope for them to recover at least in the second half of this year? What's your personal take on this?
Okay. Stock market moves up and down all the while.
Right.
I think ever since before I was born, not in Malaysia lah,
right.
Elsewhere. We have seen market moving up 30%, 40%. Seen market moving up 600 to 1,300. We have seen market moving down from 1,003 to 1,000. We have seen market going down from 1,002 to 260. But we have seen also market moving up 100 points a day, moving down 100 points a day. So ups and down in the market is a norm. That's normal. So, but it's how fund managers manage the fund. One is the equity allocation.
Correct.
For an equity fund, whether we should be 80% or 90% or 70 or 60% or 50% at that juncture. That's important. And number two is the choice of stocks.
I see.
Okay. And coming back to your question, I always believe that if we are down right now, and we look at the fundamentals, and if fundamentals say that it's about time that we will come back, then market will come back. And but then we always must believe. I always believe that stock market is a leading indicator, leading indicator to the economy. So what we are seeing right now is, or what we have been seeing since January this year, is the anticipation of what market would be in, what the economy would be in the second half of this year. Most probably as a result of Fed, if Fed increase the rates in June and whatever. But then what market will do in the second half of the year reflects what the economy would be doing next year. And I'm bullish for next year, and because of so many other things lah. I think we have the economy has adjusted itself, and it requires a little bit more adjustment before it is at the right base for it to start moving back again. And for that reason, I think there will be market will be better in the second half compared to the first half of this year.
With the new fund launch, PMB Investment is on the next growth phase in a bid to deliver more positive results to its investors.